Beautiful, distinctive, sophisticated, durable, unique. Panache Painting Company, transforming living spaces into personal works of art. The artisans at Panache have over 28 years of experience designing and painting interior spaces. Using classic techniques and only the finest paints and finishes, they'll bring an exciting and unique feel to any part of your home. The full spectrum of colors is at your fingertips with Panache's expert color consultants. Their aesthetic sensibility can help you select the perfect color combinations and finishes to truly enhance your home environment.
When they came into my house and everything was white, I met with Larry and we just went through color palettes, and I didn't have an idea which room to room what I really wanted. Larry let my vision come to life. Once it was done, it was the right decision, and there was never a color that I second-guessed, and there was never a color that I regretted.
Working with the open floor plan, I was not quite sure how to work with a palette of colors or how one room would flow into another, and Larry was extremely helpful.
The most helpful feature that I found with the color consultant was she was able to give us colors that we were looking for, but also give us an insight of how these colors may look with colors in the other rooms. And so it wasn't just we wanted this color in one room, we had to think about the colors in all the rooms, and she was able to put it together for us in a manner which turned out to be phenomenal, and there would have been no way I could have ever accomplished that on my own.
One of the things I like about Panache is when you go into other people's homes, or even if I paint at my own home, you use one or two colors and everything is that color. Which is nice about here is every room looks like an entirely different experience. You're in one room, it's purple and green, and you would think that would be around the rest of the house, because if you paint, you usually only paint with one or two colors. You go to another room at our house, it's red. You go to another room, it's gold, and each room is totally different than another room, but they all mesh together.
Larry was interested in getting a feel for who we are as people, getting a feel for the home, and an appreciation for its beauty.
Larry was able to offer up options that I don't think I would have thought of in the store or if left to my own devices. And particularly some of the exterior colors that were ultimately chosen, especially for the shutters. It was very tricky because we have a beautiful Avondale stone home, and we needed a color that wasn't going to draw attention to the shutter, but was going to enhance the beauty of the stone.
Panache uses only the finest quality products. They're experienced in the application of paints, urethanes, and varnishes from fine paints of Europe. And all products are applied according to the manufacturer's specifications. In addition, because Panache has a small crew, they can pay close attention to detail.
The house was finished about 2 years ago. It looks as beautiful today as the day he walked out of our house and had just finished it. The finish on the wood is extraordinary. He uses fine paints of Europe. It has tremendous longevity. That's what attracted us to it. The depth that it brought out in the wood is different from that of domestic finishes.
The colors and the quality of the paint, it looks as if Larry was here yesterday and that they have just dried. They maintain their color, they maintain their quality. As far as wear and tear, with having children running around, the cleanup is easy, they don't scuff. They stand the test of time, and they do. It looks like Larry just left yesterday.
This room still looks to me as good as the day Larry left, and it has been a year and a half.
One of the benefits of having Panache painting your home is in the prep work. That was a major benefit because the paint, there's just no comparison as to what Larry does versus what the average person can do.
At Panache, nothing is left to chance. You'll be given a step-by-step itinerary before any work begins. As each phase of the work is finished, you'll be able to check and acknowledge it before the next one is started. When you work with Panache, you'll get the most personalized service. We strive to be your personal painter, From the initial color consultation to the final walkthrough.
I was completely satisfied with our dealings with Panache. Everything that was done, we were completely in agreement with. We were aware of everything that was going to occur every step of the way. The respect and care that was taken of our home and our things was unmatched. We were extremely pleased.
I was comfortable with Larry. He seemed very straightforward. He had only one other worker with him. He communicated with us, and we just really felt comfortable with him from the minute we met him.
Larry was able to understand what we were saying, helped us to broaden our vision and take pieces and information about us and give us even a better idea than we initially had.
I think Larry was the most professional person I've had come in here. His demeanor when I met him, I knew I could trust him. I trust his judgment. I trusted his professionalism.
I really appreciate a contractor who shows up when he says he's going to show up and completes his work in a timely manner, and you could count on Larry to do that. He was very conscientious in keeping the work site clean. We were living in the house, in the kitchen, in the family room while he was working, and we were still able to live in here.
The whole process was wonderful. From the minute Larry walked in and was able to knowingly explain the different types of paints, the advantages of going with a European paint as opposed to a domestic paint, how to use a color palette, how to enhance what I already had. I just knew that Larry was conscientious, that he was going to be very careful, and that he was going to respect what I had in the house.
He cleans up every day at the end of the job, so that when you come home, your home is still your home.
He's just always respected my house. He's always cleaned up after himself, and he just definitely has a vision that it's not just a painter coming in to paint your house and tell him the color and he paints. He has a vision. If you're unsure, he will tell you, and he'll say what he sees for the room. You work together, and that is an artist. It's not just he comes in and paints. Like, he has a vision for the room when he sees it.
He spared no effort whatsoever to get this house to reach its full potential of beauty. His commitment to us is extraordinary.
There were some times that Larry cared more about how something looked than we did. We thought it looked great, but to him it wasn't good enough. And he would put in extra time and extra effort just so that it would meet his standards.
If something came out not the way he and we intended it, he would redo it until it got to that level of finish.
Larry is not a painter. I found Larry to be an artisan. I saw a love for what he did. He wasn't a painter. He wasn't the type of person who put paint on walls. He really enhanced whatever you had. He just loved what he did. He knows more about paint than anyone I've ever met. He shared my vision. In fact, I told him, I said, this is exactly what I wanted. I've had people come and put paint on the walls, but you are actually enhancing what I had.
Every morning when I come downstairs, I still smile when I get down here. I'm very pleased with the results.
They bring to life the things that you want in your home, that they bring expertise, they bring professionalism, quality, an artistic point of view, and I would recommend that to anybody who wants to make their home a beautiful piece of work.
Panache Painting Company. Contact Panache to see how they can transform your living space into a personal work of art.